Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. I am Link Austin, and this is the Link Austin Show. We have a red alert report for you, and all hands on deck. Alarm is being sounded as Drudge Report is reporting future of the entire internet is at stake. Wall Street Journal says from internet to Obamanet. Politico, internet freedom works. Daily Caller, FCC commissioners ask Wheeler to delay net neutrality vote. Release proposal. Computerworld.com, Republican lawmakers investigate White House net neutrality push. Ladies and gentlemen, this is serious stuff. For those of you that don't know what's going on, the Federal Communications Commission was pressured by President Obama back in November of last year to essentially reclassify the internet as a utility, just like water or electric. And this is all being done under the guise of net neutrality, of making the internet, supposedly keeping the internet open. It's going to do nothing of the sort. We have to wake people up to understand that this is a complete deceptive attack on the internet. And we've got people from all different walks of life, from all different perspectives, telling us that. We have professionals in the IT community. We have FCC commissioners. We have FEC commissioners. We have members of Congress. We have all of these people, just everyday people that understand what's really driving this so-called net neutrality push by Obama. We all understand that it is about control. It's not about making the internet more open or keeping the internet open or keeping, people point to this issue with Netflix that happened last year, where Comcast was, and I was a victim of this. You have Netflix through Comcast as your cable provider. Comcast was dialing back the speeds, slowing traffic for Netflix so that their movies look like garbage when you watch them. But you know what? Netflix and Comcast, they're businesses, and they worked out a deal, and Netflix paid Comcast some money or pays them some sort of fee every month, and now Netflix works just fine on Comcast. But so the government took something like that and they said, oh, we can fix this. And while that is a problem that we may have to work through, I don't know if you just let the market work through it. Seems to work okay in the past. But the government comes in and says, no, we need to completely control and regulate the internet. Here are some of the concerns that people, not just me, but experts and others believe will be an issue if the government gets control of the internet. Obama has made comments making reference to the internet as the Wild West, the Wild Wild West, that we have to regulate that. I completely disagree. This is the internet is the last great frontier of freedom. It's the last place that these rat bastards in Washington, D.C. have not been able to fully get their hands around. Even though Obama has ceded control of ICANN to the so-called global community, which will probably implement a worldwide global tax on the internet. But, another one of the concerns is that FCC will be dictating broadband prices, which we all know certainly means that the internet broadband is going to be more expensive. People say, oh no, they're going to make it more affordable for people. I mean, is anyone really complaining that? I mean, you can get internet coverage for $30 a month, and it's pretty darn fast. And according to other reports, our internet speeds in the United States are way superior to those of Europe, where everything is completely regulated. That's where we're headed. We're headed to a place where not only will the FCC be dictating prices, which means they will go up, because this is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. People, if we're going to regulate the internet with the federal government like we do with water and electricity and other utilities, you know what happens. Certain providers are favored because they have more money, they have more dollars, they have better paid and more well-connected lobbyists that favor them in government legal administration and rulings, and that's how it works. They sell this as openness, as fairness, as anti-monopolistic. But this is utilities. they create monopolies. It is anti-competition, which means it will be anti-investment. It means that we'll have companies that, have new ideas and how to improve certain parts of the internet. They will stop doing what they're doing because of potentially what is in this rule. That is the biggest thing that we need to wake people up about. The FCC is pushing. They are voting on a 322-page document to regulate the internet this week. If we don't stop them, they are going to vote on something that will drastically change the internet as we know it without any member of the public ever even seeing what's in the document. Look, very simply, ladies and gentlemen, the internet is the last frontier of freedom, essentially. This is the last place where we have been able to go and share ideas, share truth, expose corruption, expose abuse, and do it without being shut down by some bureaucrat that says, I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I don't want you to say it. And having this 1984 memory hole apparatus set up where they can just essentially take down websites so that we're not able to share truth about what's really going on in our corrupt government. That's why they're pushing this so hard. And people need to wake up and see the deception taking place. It's not about net neutrality. It is about net control. It's about total control. It's about locking this thing down so that no one can talk bad about anything that they do. It's about the leaders in the global governance community, the community that subscribes to the one world, new world order ideology. It is about that group getting total control over the last bit of freedom that we have as Americans. It's all about control. It is not about fairness. It's anything but that. So what do we do to stop this? Well, a couple of things. One, just start sharing. I'm going to have links to the articles in the notes section of the video. Start sharing these articles. Share this report. Get people talking about this. Show them that it is not about net neutrality. It's not about keeping the internet open. That is not where this is going to head. Tell them, explain to them that the 322 pages of rules that the government is going to apply to the internet unless we stop them has never even been viewed by the public. And we have to demand that we see that. And then we also need to submit comments to the FCC website. I'll give you a link to that as well. It's very easy to do that. I'm going to read a couple of those comments for you right now. And then, of course, call your senators and members of the House. Let them know exactly how you feel on this. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if the limp-wristed Republicans that totally disobeyed the mandate set forth by voters in November, if they don't start standing up and growing a pair and stopping things like this, stopping Obama's illegal immigration fake executive order, which they will give in to the funding on DHS on Friday. I'm sure they'll get the Republicans always give in. I mean, you people were elected because the American people were sick and tired of being lied to. You weren't elected because you were Republicans. You were elected because people thought that you represented conservative values and conservative beliefs, and you were actually going to go stand up against Obama, and you were doing nothing of the sort. John Boehner and Mitch McConnell, you people disgust me. Here are a couple comments from the FCC's websites. These were just the first three that I was able to print out. I am against any so-called net neutrality, laws, rules, or regulations. These are from the public website against net neutrality. Goes on to say, I don't trust this Obama administration to do anything. I believe that Obama just wants to censor websites such as the Drudge Report. Correct. If there were a Republican president in the White House, I might support it, but still probably not. The internet is not broken, so don't fix it. It's the last bastion of true free speech, and I believe that is why Obama wants to shut it down. He signs off 73 Pat. Another commenter wrote, it really concerns me the government wants to control the internet. The government does not need to control everything in our lives, and it certainly seems like they are trying very hard to do just that. Please vote against the government taking control of the internet. Preserve our First Amendment rights. Right on. Keep the internet unregulated. We do not need the government controlling it. Please stop regulating the tax-paying citizens of this country to death. You may think you are helping, but we need less government in our lives, not more. Amen to that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for people to wake up, and by reading the first 3 comments on the FCC's public forum site, you see exactly the sentiment. You see in another article, I believe it was from Politico, actually Daily Caller, there was a survey that was taken just recently showing that 79% of Americans believe that we should see what's in the 322-page document that this FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, is about to pass without even asking the American people what they think. It's time to stand up. It's time to fight. It's time to win with the internet before it's taken away from us. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Link Austin. I want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so today. If you haven't subscribed to the Next News Network, subscribe to that channel also. We want to keep you updated on important matters like this one. Thanks very much for tuning in with us today. I am Link Austin signing off.